Okay. Who can remind me? I'll pick. Okay, everyone here will remind me what we did last time. We start with the Eugene. Eugene, what did we do last time?
Hello everyone. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, speak a bit louder. We can hear you, but you're very faint.
Okay. Okay. What we went through was basics of Python. We discussed the basic concepts like the compilers and the profilers, what Python is, the history of Python, and the rivalry of Python. I think that was all.
Okay, and Faith. Faith, kindly remind me what we did last time. Faith, are you there? Okay, let's continue. So today we are going to do types of Python. I think we also did this last time, the Python 2 and Python 3. Yes, here we were here. Different types of Python. There is Python aka CPython, which is the normal Python that we use. This is the default Python that is used for coding. It is the most influential Python among all the Pythons in the world, and it is implemented using the C language. And then there is, sorry, a minute. Then there is CPython. There is Cython, another Python family member, Cython. Cython is one of a possible number of solutions to the most painful of Python traits. So Cython is C written in Python. Yes. The lack of efficiency, large complex, okay. It is much easier than C. So Cython is C written in Python, and then it is translated to C. C will run much faster than pure Python. So that is what Cython is. It automatically translates Python code into C code. That is Cython. Then there is another version of Python called Jython. J stands for Java. Imagine a Python written in Java instead of C. This is useful, for example, if you develop a large and complex system written entirely in Java and want to add some Python flexibility in them. So Jython is just Python written for Java. That is what Jython is. Jython can communicate with existing Java infrastructure more effectively. So for example, you want to create an application that uses both Python and Java. You can use Jython to create that application. It will be easy to communicate to integrate the Python and the Java together. Then there is PyPy and RPython. Take a look at the logo. So this is the logo of PyPy. I hope all of you can see it. This is the logo of PyPy. A Python, this is what is PyPy. PyPy is a Python within a Python. In other words, it represents a Python environment written in Python-like language named RPython, restricted Python. So PyPy is basically a Python written in Python. It's like you have one big box and one small box, and then you take the small box and put it in the big box. That's what PyPy represents. Now, take that example and turn it to Python. That's what PyPy represents. It is written in Python-like language named RPython. So RPython is the language which PyPy is written in. It is a subset of Python. The source code of PyPy is not run in the interpretation manner, but is instead translated into the C programming language and then executed separately. We have said that the default Python is written in C. The main language of Python is written in C. So also this PyPy, because it's just Python within Python, it is also translated to C, and then it is executed. This is useful because if you want to test any new feature that may be introduced into mainstream Python implementation, it's easier to check it with PyPy than with CPython. So if you want to test a new feature that may be used, it is easier for you to use PyPy as compared to CPython, which is the main Python. This is why PyPy is rather a tool for people developing Python than for the rest of users. Okay, so PyPy is mostly used by people who develop the main Python. It's like PyPy is used to develop Python, and then Python is used for users who want to code an application. So if you want to develop, let's say, a library in Python, it is advisable for you to use PyPy. But if you want to code an application, it is advisable for you to use Python. So now we begin coding Python. How to get Python and how to use it. There are several ways to get your own copy of Python 3, depending on the operating system you use. Linux users most probably have Python already installed. So if your system runs on Linux, like Faith, I know you're doing cybersecurity, so the system runs on Linux. You have Python already installed. So if you want to test Python, you should open your terminal and type Python 3. If Python is available, you will see something like this. It will tell you the version of Python you have, when the version was created or released. Yes. Then if you see something like this, you don't have to install it. But if you don't see anything like this, you have to install it. So here, Eugene and Faith told me they are programmers. So I will take it that you people already have Python. I want to go to Alec. Alec, do you have Python installed in your computer?
Yes, I have.
Okay, thank you. So all of us have Python, so I think we're good to go with this section. So downloading and installing Python. Just in case you need to reinstall Python, the first thing I would advise you to do, you should go to the main Python website and download it from there. Don't download it from any other site, because the browser tells you the site you've entered, the OS you use. The only step you have to take is to click the appropriate Python version you want. So when you go to the website and click downloads, you will see many Python versions. You select the one you want to use, but the best way to go about it is to select the most current version of Python that has been released, because that is the version that has so many new features in addition to what the other Pythons had. But since all of us have installed Python here, I take it we all know the steps taken to install Python. So I will suggest you go through this page on your own, because all of us have done it. You should go through this page just to refresh your memory. Okay, starting your work with Python. Now that you have Python installed, it's time to check if it works. Make your very first use of it. This will be a simple procedure, but it should be enough to convince you that the Python environment is complete and functional. So after you install Python, it is time for you to test it and see if it works before you even start writing your applications. To start your work, you need to have the following tools. One, an editor, which will support you in writing the code. It should have some special features not available in simple tools. This dedicated editor will give you more than the standard OS equipment. So you should have an editor where you will write your Python code. And then you should have a console in which you can launch a newly written code and stop it forcibly when it gets out of control. So the first one is an editor where you write your code. The second one is a console, which will help you launch your newly written code. This will also help you run your code, and it will also help you stop your code. For example, you have written an infinite loop and you need to stop it from execution. You will use a console to forcibly stop that code from running. Then there is a tool named a debugger. It will be able to launch your code step by step, which will allow you to inspect it at each moment of execution. So we all know what a debugger is. A debugger helps you to debug your code. It helps you to see where you have errors and then helps you to debug your code. So these are the three main tools that you should have: an editor, which helps you write your code, a console, and a debugger. Besides its many useful components, Python 3 standard installation contains a very simple but extremely useful application named IDLE. So besides its many useful components, Python 3 standard installation, when you install Python, it comes with this simple but extremely useful application named IDLE. IDLE is an acronym for Integrated Development and Learning Environment. So this environment comes with Python. Okay, how to write and run your very first program. So after you have checked and seen that your Python is running, and then after you have installed your debugger, you have your console, and you have your editor. Now, how do you write and run your very first program? The first step is to create a new source file and fill it with code. So we said, what is a source file? If people from last time could remind me what we said a source file is. Faith, are you there? Okay. Ali, were you in last time? Ali?
No, I was not there. I came very, very late.
Did you watch the recording?
No, I didn't get sufficient time.
Okay. Eugene, what did you say a source file is?
A source file is a Python file.
Yes.
That contain a source code.
Yes. So that is a source file. That is a source file. So the first step is to create now that file and fill it with code. Click File in the IDLE menu and choose New File. So when you open Python, it comes with that environment. So you open that environment and create a new file. As the IDLE opens a new window for you, you can write and amend your code. This is the editor window. So the window that the IDLE will open after you clicking and creating a new file is the editor window where you can write code. Its purpose is to be a workplace in which your source code is treated. So this is where you write your code. Do not confuse the editor window with the shell window. They perform different functions. The editor window is currently entitled because it's good practice to start work by naming the source file. So when you open the editor window, you are supposed to first name it, give it a name. And then after naming it, you save it. And then after saving it, you save it, and you should save it with the .py extension. This is an extension. This is the Python extension. All of us have Python installed in our computers, so I will take it that you know the Python extension and you have already done this. This is just a refresher course. You have already opened the editor window. You have already written your first Python program. I will take it as that. This is just refresher. Okay, so how to write and run your very first program after opening the editor window, after naming it and then saving it. How do you write your very first program? Now, you should now put just one line into your newly opened named editor window. The line looks like this. Print his. This is just for printing his. Save, and then you should run it. After running it, the program will output what is in the brackets. We all know how to print something in Python. So it looks like this. This is how to print something in Python. And when you run this code, it will output this. It will give you this as an output. Okay, this is more of the practical part. So who wants to try this practical part with us? I will request Alex, since you weren't here last time, do you have a Jupyter Notebook installed? Do you have Jupyter
Yes, I've
Notebook
installed.
installed?
Yeah, I've
Yes.
installed it.
Okay, so I want us to try this print practical. Kindly, let me stop sharing my screen so you can share yours, and then we run the line of code and see how it works. Okay? Is that fine with you?
It's okay.
Okay. Kindly share your screen and open your Jupyter Notebook. Alec, we are waiting for you.
Yes, I've clicked there, but it seems it takes time to
Okay,
open.
no problem, no problem. Let's just give it a few minutes.
Okay. Why it takes time?
We'll just wait. You can start sharing your screen as we wait.
Okay.
Kindly check your browser. Alec,
Yes. Yes.
check your browser. I think it's open on your default browser. What default browser do you use?
This is Chrome.
Yes, check Chrome. Because when it does that, it's open. It has opened in Chrome.
Yeah. Mm. Um, I'm lost somewhere.
Where?
Is it still opening? Was that I don't see the.
Stop sharing this screen and share your Chrome. Share your Chrome. I'll guide you through it.
Okay. I've got so many windows here. Let me close some of them. I'm
Okay.
confused. I'm looking for.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Okay. So, Alec,
yes.
kindly share your Chrome. I'll guide you through it.
Yes. No, it seems like there's one window appeared and then it disappeared. I don't know. Let me if I can start.
Wait, I
Yes.
told you to minimize the screen. Did you close it?
All right. You see, I see. Yes, yeah. This one.
Yes, share your screen. I can't see anything.
All right. This one.
You haven't shared your screen. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, there it is. So we can start. Go to new. Let's create a new notebook first. Go to new.
Yes.
Python 3. Yes. Okay, let's just give it time. Let it load.
Yeah, here it is.
Yes. Now we can try to print out a line. Let's print hello. Print hello. No, not
No.
like that. Not like that. That's an error. No, put brackets. Yes, brackets, another bracket. And then put that hello in quotation,
Sure.
not at, inside quotation marks. Yes. Now run that cell. Yes.
Sure.
Yes. Now we have practiced printing hello. What else do you want us to print?
Still print his.
Pardon?
Print
Yes.
his.
You have an error. I want you to look at the first hello and correct yourself.
Yeah.
So,
That way.
yes, that way. We have practiced print. Now we have done our very first Python practical according to the module.
Yeah.
Yes. So, okay. You can now, thank you for sharing your screen. You can now stop sharing your screen. Don't close that notebook. We might need it again. Let me share mine so that we move on. We go step by step. So we have printed that. Now, I want you to share your screen again and let us try printing an error and see if we can fix the error. So,
Hi, Ivo, I have a question.
yes,
Are the commands the same on Linux? Like, do we use the same commands that we're using here?
yes. What do
Okay.
you mean, do you use the same command?
As in, like, Windows and Linux have different commands for different stuff. So,
Oh, yes. Python is the same. If you want to write a Python command in Linux, it's just the
let
same.
me just try it. Can I try it just now?
Okay.
So what do I do?
Do you have Jupyter Notebook installed?
The what?
What IDE do you use to code Python?
I haven't tried it on Linux. I was trying it on Windows, but that machine is dead. So,
Okay. What IDE do you have installed in your Linux system?
none. I just type stuff in the terminal.
Okay. So I will first advise you to install an IDE.
Like Visual Studio Code.
Yes, you can use VS Code, but in this course we are going, because it's a data science course, we are advocating for Jupyter Notebook. So I will guide you on how to install Jupyter Notebook on Linux. You can also try doing it on your own.
Can I share my screen right now, or
Not right now. Right now we're in the middle of class, but I will, because it's a process. It's not, it's installing an IDE. It's a process. You first have to download it and then install it. So
Okay.
I don't think right now we have the time for you to download and install. Let's
okay.
first finish the class, and then after that, I will help you through it.
Today?
You can choose any day, today, tomorrow, any day that you're comfortable with, because it's something that you do. I can help you through it or send you a link that will help you to install it whenever you're free. Is that okay?
Okay, then thank
Okay, let's continue. So Alec, let me stop sharing my screen. Please share your screen, and then
Yes.
we can make an error and see how to fix the error. Okay, kindly share your screen.
Yeah.
Now I want you to write print without the parentheses, and then we see what will happen. Print his without the parentheses. Put a space between print and his.
No.
Yes, run.
It's an error.
Yes, it's an error.
Yeah.
So we all know how to correct that. That his should be in brackets and should have quotation marks. That is to
Yeah.
signify a string. You can also try writing print with capital P. Capital P, yes.
Yes.
Not the whole print, just the first letter. Yes, put parentheses. And then write his inside, put quotation marks, and then write his. And then let's see if that will run or it will throw an error.
Yeah.
Yes, it has
It's an error.
thrown an error. So Python is case sensitive. If you write something in capital letters that is meant for small letters, it will give you an error. As you can see, that cell has thrown an error. And one thing about Python is it tells you where the error is. Like the second one, it has told us name error. That means print has an issue. The line in line 3, it has told us missing parentheses in call print. Did you mean print with parentheses? This also guides you in where your error is. So that is Python. When it gives you an error, it shows you where the error is. So Alec, if you could please stop sharing your screen. Thank you for sharing it again. Don't close that notebook. We might use it again. Let me share my screen. So we have made errors and fixed our code. So the message in red, okay, what that error shows you is the traceback, which is the path that the code traverses through different parts of the program. The traceback shows where the code is, where it has come from. Okay, where your Python is. That's what traceback is, just tracing back it's just tracing back on how the Python code has on the different parts or the different parts that the Python line has gone through in order to display that error on your screen. The location of the error. This shows you where the error is, the content of the erroneous line. Note, IDL is editor window doesn't show the line numbers, but displays the current cursor location at the bottom right corner. Use it to locate the erroneous line along the source code. So it just shows you the erroneous line, the name of the error, short explained. For example, we have a syntax error, we have name error. That's the name of the error.
Okay.
Okay, we have completed module 1. So after completion, there is a test. There are 2 tests. There are questions and then there is a test. So I have done them both. You also need to do them. We will do this test with you, and then after doing this test with you, you are the ones who are going to give me the answers. After doing the test with you, it is graded and then the grade is given to us. So the test is 15 minutes. There are 10 questions and the passing score is 70%. So if you score below 70%, you have to repeat. So there's this module 1 quiz, and then after module 1 quiz, there is a test. We are going to do the module 1 quiz together, and then you are going to do the test alone. Let us start. So you are the ones who are giving me the answers, by the way. Question 1, Python is an example of a natural language, a high-level programming language, or a machine language. What is Python?
a high-level programming language?
Yes, that's true. Question 2. A complete set of commands is called an instruction, a machine list, or a low-level list.
Instruction list.
Okay. What is a source code? Another name for a source file, machine code executed by computers, a program written in high-level programming language. What is a source code?
The program written in high-level programming language.
Yes, let's continue. What do you call a computer program which directly executes instructions written in a programming language? A compiler, a translator, an interpreter. We did this last time. What is it called? Is it a compiler or an interpreter?
Compiler.
Okay. Let's move on. What Python version is covered in this course?
Python 3.
Okay. What is CPython? The default implementation of Python programming language, a compiled language used to perform high-level programming functions. Another name for Cython, a superset of Python programming language. What is CPython? We have mentioned it today.
Compile language they used to perform. Sorry, is CPython is default implementation of Python programming language.
Yes, let's move on. Okay, what is IDLE in full? An acronym that stands for Interactive Development and Learning Extension, a version of Python, an acronym that stands for Integrated Development and Learning Environment for Python.
Acronym stands for Integrated Development and Learning Environment for Python.
Okay, 3 more to go. What do you call a tool that lets you launch your code step by step and inspect it at each moment of execution? A console, an editor, a debugger.
A tool that lets launch step by step.
Yes.
A console.
Okay. Let's choose it. How did Python programming language get its name? The first one, Guido van Rossum named it to honor Monty Python Flying Circus, a BBC comedy series. Guido van Rossum named it after Pythonidae, a family of large non-venomous snakes. Guido van Rossum named it in honor of Python of Catana, a dramatic poet of the time of Alexander the Great.
The first one.
Yes. Okay, let's move on. Which of the following is an example of Python extension file? Is it P, is it PY, is it PI?
PY.
Okay, let's see how we performed. It's going to mark and give us the answers. And then when we have, where we have a wrong answer, we can go through it and see the correct answer. So we have gotten 60%. Let's review the test and see where you have gone wrong. The first one was correct. Next, it is an instruction list. A complete set of commands is called an instruction list,
sure.
not a machine list. What is source code? A programming language, a program written in a high-level programming language. Okay, I thought I chose this.
Yeah, I saw that I said before.
Yeah, I thought I chose that one. Sorry for that error. What do you call a computer program which directly executes instructions written in a programming language? An interpreter.
Okay.
That is Python 3, the Python version. CPython, we got it correct, the default implementation of Python. IDLE was also correct. What do you call a tool that lets you launch your code step by step and inspect it at each moment? It's a debugger because it shows,
Okay.
it helps you see the error. And then the other one is Guido. That one was correct, how Python got its name. And then the last one was correct. Let me just retake these tests. It's a high-level programming language, an instruction list. That one. An interpreter.
Okay.
Python 3. The default is Burger. The flying circus. And then .py. So after the tests, when we
So I got
continue,
100.
we find the test. Now this is the test that all of you are supposed to do. So kindly go through the module again and then do this test. I expect results before the end of, before Tuesday, our next class. You're supposed to send me your results of the test. Okay?
Okay. How are we going? How are we going to send? Are we
You
going to
should-
screenshot?
Yes. Okay, let me show you how to screenshot. Let me see if and let me see if I can go back to the main screen. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, let me share my screen. I hope all of you can see my screen. So after you log in, you will see this screen where it is written Python 1 Essentials. You go to dashboard and it will show you the tests, your quiz results and your test results. I have already done all the quizzes and the tests. It will show you your performance. So this is where you're supposed to screenshot and send me your results.
Okay.
I have done all of them. That is why it has given me the results of all of them. But if you do the first one, it will give you the first one, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one will be empty. So before Tuesday, 4 p.m., I need to see this PE module, PE1, module 1 already done.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was all for today. If you have a question, kindly ask your question. If you have a comment before I end the class.
To me, I think I've missed some of the. I missed the many periods.
It was just one. It started last week, but I will send you the recording. The recording is in the group, but I will also send you the recording again, last week recordings. Kindly go through it. go through it. And if you don't understand anything, reach out to me and I will help you.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes, okay.
Anyone else with a question? Okay, so if there is no other question, thank you for attending. Let me stop the recording.